Hi, good morning, everyone, and welcome to LexisNexis Asia Virtual Summit. I'm Sharon Yap, the head of product for LexisNexis Southeast Asia, and today I'm delighted to share with you Lexis practical guidance and showcase to you why our customers love this product. So, as lawyers, how often have you encountered a matter that you wished you either had a precedent template that was reliable, so that you know you had all clauses covered, a quick review of the law so that you know that you didn't miss any key principles, a drafting note so that you know how to customize the clause, as well as a checklist in order to know that you've covered all your bases. So in all these instances, this is what practical guidance is useful for helping lawyers to cut down a 3-hour task into a 15-minute task, or even less, hopefully. So Lexis Practical Guidance has been in the market for a couple of years in the region, and this is why our customers love us, and this is what they have to say. So whether they are in a fintech company or whether they are in a systems integration technology company, or be it the Singapore German Chamber of Commerce, they love us for the ease of usage. They have precedents. They love us for the precedents that Practical Guidance has, because it is also a good aggregator of content from various law firms. Expert says Lexis Practical Guidance is my first go-to resource when I need to structure a deal or draft a contract. ATT says, even when circumstances require the engagement of an external counsel, we seamlessly prepare and present the material and accompanying materials, a difference that is not gone unnoticed by counsel. And we also have law firm customers who look to Practical Guidance for our ease of use, for its practicality, as well as covering a broad spectrum of resources with practical application. So without further ado, I'm going to show you Lexis Practical Guidance has an Asia footprint in a few countries: Singapore, Australia, New Zealand, Hong Kong, China, Malaysia. Our global offering also includes the North America, the UK, South Africa, Central Europe, and the Middle East regions. But for today's presentation, let me show you our Singapore Practical Guidance platform. This is Singapore Practical Guidance, our commercial law module. If you were a commercial lawyer, you might have a very short time to prepare for a client meeting or an internal meeting on distribution. So if I looked into the subtopic on distribution, I would be able to see a few practice notes, a checklist, and precedents as my content types. A practice note will give me a summary, for example, competition law aspects of distribution agreements, if I'm not familiar with distribution agreements specific to competition law. And what the practice note tells me is I can find legislation of Section 34 of the Competition Act in Singapore, where it's localized. And if I wanted to read it, this is all I have to do. By clicking the hyperlink, I will be brought to Section 34 of the Competition Act. And this is from the regulator. Okay, so that I know I am grounded in the legal authority. So this is an example of how even a practice note, a commentary, would be citing legislation so that you have confidence of the authority of the commentary. I can also navigate to related practice notes on sub-distribution, distributor and third-party relationships, relationship of distributor and manufacturer. Coming out of the practice notes, if I wanted to go straight to a precedent template, I would click into, for example, distribution agreement, exclusive. And as you can see here, we have a customizable template that you can use. And at the side, you would find drafting notes. This is the value of a precedent template where a guidance to the clauses would inform you on the considerations you have to take, the risks that might be considered, any exclusions and any exemptions. And all this will help you to draft your clause. And last but not least, we have checklists and flowcharts. In appointing a distributor abroad, I would want to check on a checklist. And this would help me to ensure that I've covered all grounds and I've considered all matters. So throughout the user experience, practical guidance, as it says, it would be a know-how and a practical usage of the product. In appointing a distributor checklist, similarly, you would have preliminary issues to consider, major business points that you need to take note of, as well as the legal points. So practical guidance in Singapore has 9 modules, and we have a newly launched module on data protection. This is the sneak peek of the data protection module. Where you have collection of personal data, the use of personal data, etc., all the way to PDPA compliance, the data protection management program, as well as the DPIA. All these are very useful topics, whether you are a DPO that has been newly shunted into this role, or whether you're an experienced regional DPO that needs to look after higher order compliance matters, right? So this is all I have to share for Lexis Practical Guidance in Singapore. We're going to go for a short break.